Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're doing okay. I'm going to start off by giving you an overview of the story here. There's a link in the description if you'd like to go through the full details, but I will scroll through just to double check that I've given you all of the correct and important information. It is a horrific, disgusting act at the hands of this scumbag here who's a station officer, effectively a police officer in India, an area called Uttar Pradesh. And the situation is that a 13-year-old girl was gang raped by four men. She was she was lured away by four men into a neighboring state, Madhya Pradesh, and she was held for 4 days, gang raped throughout the duration of the 4 days. Absolutely horrendous, absolutely disgusting. This is a 13-year-old girl. The four rapist scumbags took her back to the village after the 4 days. She was dropped off, and then they did what scumbags do. They fled like cowards. The following day, the 13-year-old girl who had been held for 4 days and gang raped by four men, the following day, she bravely went to the police station with her aunt. This scumbag was, if I understand correctly, the one and only person within the police station. His position is station house officer. His name is Tilakdari Saroj. The 13-year-old girl went to the police station with her aunt. This scumbag raped the girl in front of the aunt. I mean, it beggars belief. I can't fathom the situation completely, to be honest. And it's absolutely disgusting, of the highest order. The girl, 13 years of age, was kidnapped for 4 days by four men, gang raped multiple times. She musters the strength, the bravery to go to the police the following day with her aunt, and she is raped again by the person, the authority that is there to protect, again, a 13-year-old girl. This scumbag went on the run. An arrest was issued, an arrest warrant was issued. The sheriff or such, the police chief or whatever the correct title is of the area, is at least now saying that they take the situation incredibly seriously. He's been caught, he's been apprehended, and he faces very, very strict charges. There was a Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act, which was brought into play in India in 2012, and that act will see this piece of shit facing life in prison if convicted, which is great. I would like to see this guy get life in prison, and I would like to see this guy face the type of horrendous acts that he dished out to a 13-year-old girl. The other information about within this article is that 6 people were named in the case, 4 have been arrested. So that does include this scumbag, and I believe that's going to include 3 of the gang rapists. So there's still at least one gang rapist that needs to be caught. And it says 6 people, so there was perhaps one aide or such. We don't really know. But that pretty much is the full details there. An absolutely horrific situation which has happened in India. This is not the only type of thing along these lines which happens in India. We've heard all kinds of absolutely horrific sexual abuse, like grotesque, unfathomable sexual assault, rapes, gang rapes. The last video I made was the gang rape of a lizard, a monitor lizard, which grows to be about 5 foot tall. It was gang raped and then it was cooked and eaten by, I think it was 4 Indian men, perhaps half a dozen. How do the authorities know that this lizard, which was subsequently killed, cooked, and eaten, how do they know that it was gang raped? Because these idiots filmed it. These scumbags filmed it on their cameras, on their phones. So they did it. It's on film. They filmed it themselves. They filmed themselves gang raping a monitor lizard. That happened about a month ago in India. I'm going to wrap things up here, guys. Of course, full condolences to the girl, the 13-year-old. I hope she gets over this physically, mentally, emotionally. She's going to need a heck of a lot of support throughout her whole life, and I wish her the best. I'll say this, perhaps I shouldn't, but I hope she gets the fuck out of where she is. I hope she can, if we're going to have refugees in the West, if the West is going to have refugees, I'd throw this young lady a lifeline. Hopefully things can be a little bit more civilized for her in the West, but I doubt that's going to happen. That's perhaps foolish of me to mention. But I'll wrap things up here. Thanks for listening, guys. If you do value this type of content, an overview of these types of topics, which are published typically the same day, perhaps the previous day, but certainly pretty recently, please do give me some encouragement. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. As you know, I really like your comments. Keep them up. You might not want to comment on this. It's pretty gross. What are you going to say? Ooh, that's bad. Yes, it is. But anyway, thanks for your time, guys. Thanks for your attention. I really, really appreciate it. Take care. Look after yourselves. Look after your loved ones. Look after your young teenage family members. Perhaps you girls in particular. There are fucking sick scumbags out there in the world, not only in India. And we gotta look after the young children, of course. Naturally, a bit silly of me to say, but I'll thank you for your time.